This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of No Waco. This is your host, Debbie. Welcome back to another episode of No Waco. I am your host, Debbie, and today we have a very special guest here in the studio. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I am Rebecca Nall, and I work at the Mayborn Museum.
Ooh, thank you so much for coming on today, Rebecca. One of the first questions I love to ask my guests is, what brought you to Waco, or are you a Waco native? Tell me your Waco story.
Well, the Mayborn Museum actually brought me to Waco. I moved here after I completed graduate school to work at the Mayborn, and I've been here since 2007.
Wow.
Quite a while.
So you've been able to see a lot of growth and development happening here in Waco. What has that been like?
I've loved it. I really do. I have always enjoyed Waco since moving here, but it has been nice to, now we have a lot better restaurants. There's, a bit more to do. I'm from West Texas originally.
Okay, where?
So, Odessa.
I'm from Odessa.
Oh, you are?
Oh my gosh, I was wondering. When people say that, I'm like,
Yeah, well, and so, being from West Texas, Waco feels like a vacation spot.
I always joke, I'm like, we came here for the trees and the water. So
Exactly.
People never believe me. I'm like, no, I came here for the trees and the water.
Exactly. And my children will go for hikes in Cameron Park, and I'll just look at this beautiful landscape we have. You
It's
don't
green
even
over
know.
there.
You hear birds chirping in the backyard. Yes. It's amazing. And Waco just feels like it's a good enough size that, you have things to do, but it's small enough that you really still feel like you know everybody.
Yeah.
And we're not an island in this part of the state. You can, go to Dallas or Austin if you want to see a show. But I just love the community here.
Oh, I love that. Well, thank you so much for being here in Waco, and thank you so much for working with the Mayborn Museum. Obviously, the reason why we're here to talk today is we're getting the mammoths to go in front. Tell me all about it.
Yes, well, I joked to put this on my LinkedIn page this morning, I think. It's felt like it's been a little bit of a day already, but we are celebrating 20 years of the Mayborn, and we're, celebrating with a mammoth upgrade to the front of our building. So we're welcoming 3 life-size bronze mammoths to the museum, probably, by the end of this week. We're going to have the mammoths, in partial setup. And it'll be just in time for our weekend full of events that we have to celebrate turning 20.
Yay, that's absolutely fantastic. And of course, tell me more about the masquerade and all the exciting things happening this weekend.
So our Mammoth Masquerade is May 17th, and it's a fundraising gala as we're, thinking through trying to fuel the growth of our next 20 years. We've had a great 20 years in the Waco community, and, it's time for us to just kind of take a reflection, see what's next. We've been working on, developing plans to renovate our natural science and cultural history wing. They're really great exhibits, and they tell, the story of this area. But it's been 20 years since about time that we, filled in some of those stories, told them in a more updated way, with, better technology. There's a lot has changed in the last 20 years. So we've been working on that, and we're really through almost at our fundraising goal for phase 1 of a $16 million campaign. So we just want to, kind of let everyone know about our plans, and really also just celebrate what the Mayborn has done for the last 20 years. So looking at that night, we're going to kick off with with the ribbon cutting and dedication of the bronze mammoths that will be very newly installed. We'll invite everyone in to enjoy a strolling dinner throughout the museum. We're kind of setting the stage for what some of these new exhibits might look like. We're going to have, playful interactions with people that we work with all the time, our staff who, provide all of the awesome programming that we have at the museum on a regular basis.
Shout out Alan, we love you.
Alan will definitely be there. We're going to be our design den is going to be making masks. So if you didn't bring a mask to the masquerade, or you just want to play, grown-ups love crafts too. So you can, design your own mask. We'll have some Mayborn research partners, some scientists, talking about their research. We're going to have some of our collections team down talking about, what we have, away from the public view. And then we're going to kind of cap it with remarks with our Ann Harder is going to be our MC for the evening. So we're very blessed to have her. And we'll have the executive director of the Texas Association of Museums really talking about the importance of museums and communities. And then we're going to close it with a Q&A with our director, Charles Walter, and Brad Livingstone, looking ahead at what the next 20 years for the museum will look like.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. That sounds like a wonderful opportunity for people to get involved and help activate that space. And again, hopefully make it a wonderful next 20 years.
Yes. I've been at the Mayborn, as I mentioned, since 2007, so it's been a good chunk of that 20 years, and it's been great watching the museum evolve over these years, and I just look forward to, what's next. I forgot to mention that we are also going to have a silent auction that night, and we've got some really cool things in the silent auction that you can't really get anywhere else. We're going to be auctioning off a sleepover at the Mayborn Museum.
Oh my goodness.
We're going to be auctioning off your own designed-in birthday party.
Okay.
The opportunity to be the director of the day. So, a family could bid on that. So a child could come and, greet our
Have their night at the museum.
Yes. You can park in the director's spot.
Ooh.
You can help turn on the lights in the morning. And then those big ticket items we'll also be offering on Saturday as well. We wanted to, really celebrate with our family audience. So Friday night is going to be, an adult fundraising event. And then Saturday, we're inviting, all of our families back to come and celebrate. And we're having a full-on birthday party.
Wow.
So we're calling it the mini masquerade.
Oh, that's so precious. I love that. And what a way to get the kiddos involved.
Yeah, so we had a gala about 5 years ago when we hosted the Titanic exhibit, and some of the feedback we got was, they loved the exhibit, people loved the gala, but, the family audience that might come, once a week. We have some folks that come once a week, maybe more often, didn't feel like they could really get in on that fun. So we're just doing both. We're going to carry over the celebration, and we'll be doing mask making that day too. We'll have cake pops, and then we're going to end in the rotunda with a dance party, and we're going to be singing happy birthday.
Oh, that's going to be absolutely fantastic, and what a way to get involved. It's amazing that you guys have all kinds of traveling exhibitions and all kinds of things. As you mentioned, the Titanic, do you guys have any exciting ones coming up, especially with the mammoths coming in as well?
Well, our next exhibit is going to open in early June. We just closed Journey to Space, which was a wonderful exhibit that we got to align with the eclipse, and that was developed by the Science Museum of Minnesota. This summer and fall, we're going to host an exhibit called Sacred Places, and it looks at places that are sacred in different communities around the world, and kind of invites you to think about what places are sacred to you and why. It was developed by the Children's Museum of Indianapolis. We get a lot of our traveling exhibits from them. We had, kind of the precursor to this exhibit, Sacred Journeys, from them in 2016. And it's a beautiful exhibit. This one is just as beautiful. It has a lot of great artifacts in it, and I think it's going to encourage a lot of family conversations. And we're really looking forward to having it. So we're going to have that for 6 months. And then next spring, we are very excited to also host Pigeon Comes to Waco, which is a Mo Willems exhibit.
Oh my gosh, that's going to be so exciting.
And so that is one of our silent auction items, too, is a private preview for that exhibit. So it could be great for, a family and their friends, a Girl Scout troop, a Boy Scout troop to bid on. But we're, Mo Willems are just... such special books to a lot of people, and we're excited to have that.
I love that. Well, that's absolutely fantastic, and it sounds like there's a lot looking forward to. And again, this event really will kick everything off. And again, just it's a celebration of 20 years. And I know there's been a lot of development in those past 20 years and a lot of changes at the Mayborn. What would you say is something you're looking forward to most about the event?
Wow, right now it's going to be so fun. This is probably not the right thing to say. Is I'm looking forward to May 19th.
I just want to have fun. Girls just want to have fun.
Exactly. I am just really excited to kind of show off what some of our plans are, and we've been. Planning for an event like this allows you to really be retrospective, and so we've been looking at a lot of old photos over the years. And, people who have worked at the museum, still worked at the museum, community members that are, very active in the museum. And so we're putting together a slideshow for that to show, as people are sitting for their remarks. And then we're also working on a video. We've been doing interviews with people that have a deep connection to the Mayborn. And to me, that has just been the most special to kind of look at, where we've been, where we're going, and then how much the museum has touched the people in this community.
I love that. Well, with that, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. And now for a word from our sponsors.
Hey y'all, I'm April,
Hi, I'm Caroline.
and we have a new podcast for you. What's it called, Caroline?
Bloody Happy Hour.
It's going to be your new favorite guilty pleasure. We're going to talk about some bloody stuff. Serial killers, true crime,
Rape.
rapists. Why not join us? We'll have a good time.
You literally never know. I don't know what I'm going to say. Bloody Happy Hour. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hey, I'm Blair.
And I'm Brittany. And we're the host of
By the Cover Podcast.
We cover everything from mysteries, thrillers, romance, chick lit, and even some smut.
Don't forget the smut.
Yeah.
We're so excited to get this thing going and share this with you guys. We've been talking about this for months, and it's finally happening.
Yes.
Special shout out to Rogue Media for helping us with this.
For sure. For sure. You can find us on Instagram at bythecover_podcast.
You can also find us on Facebook and TikTok, so don't forget to give us a follow on those two also.
And we are so excited to dive into some of our favorite books and share those with you.
We can't wait. Hope you love it.
What are we doing here, Rusty? What are we going to do?
Yep, we're doing the King of the Hill Rewatch Podcast.
King of the Hill
Yes, sir.
Rewatch Podcast. Yeah, so we're going to go through one episode at a time. Come along for the ride with us.
Come check it out.
And give me a good like Dale Gribble quote to go out on. Wingo!
Yeah, Wingo.
Wingo!
Wingo.
All right, well, join us for the King of the Hill Rewatch Podcast.
Deep in the heart of Texas, that drinks his brew and he spits his chew. Deep in the heart of Texas, the TV blares but no one cares. Deep in the heart of Texas, here we go.
And now, back to the episode. Welcome back. We were just talking about how much you're looking forward to this specific event and how it really is just going to be an amazing moment to look back on the last 20 years and really just, vision cast for our future as well. One of the first questions I love to ask when we get back from break is, so what is something you would like to see more of in Waco as a whole?
Oh, that is a hard question.
I know. You can't just say Trader Joe's or I-35 construction done. It's fine.
I guess I would like maybe university parks to be open back up, but
that would be nice.
I understand that, why we're doing all of this work to improve our roads and community. I'm a big HEB person.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I do enjoy Trader Joe's, but I've never lived in a place where Trader Joe's was, in existence. So I enjoy HEB. Wow, I just, we just have so many great things that are happening in town. I'm excited about the Performing Arts Center that is a possibility for the future. I just love the direction that Waco is going.
Yeah, I love that. And with that, obviously the Mayborn is playing a key role, as it has been, our children's museum and the mission behind that. What would you say is one of the things that the Mayborn, maybe as a whole, is one of the goals by the end of 2024?
So we've been using the term sparking curiosity a lot. That is definitely our goal, is to be a spark. So, that people can, want to dig in and learn more. And so anytime that we, achieve that, and anyone who visits the museum, I see it as a win. But as far as the end of 2024, we have been working on, getting these bronze mammoths in front of the museum for a while. It's been, 2 to 3 years. Yeah. So seeing it, come to fruition, these big celebrations that we're doing for the 20th anniversary, it's just going to feel like a major accomplishment to have those done. And, we're continuing to work on the planning for, as I mentioned, phase 1 for our renovation plan. But we also have some plans for, smaller upgrades to some of our discovery rooms. So we're constantly, making improvements so that people, will notice that we're definitely not just maintaining the museum, but making sure that, it's better every time you visit.
I love that. And if you wouldn't, I know the Mayborn is such a part of my childhood, but would you explain some of the discovery rooms, or what are some of the interactive activities for kids and all the things that you guys offer?
Oh, definitely. So, I've been talking a lot about 20 years of the Mayborn. And, of the iteration that the museum is, that's the Mayborn Museum, we're celebrating 20 years. But the museum, the Baylor University Museum, has existed for more than 100 years before that. It really started in 1893 as a natural history museum, a collection of specimens that, different science classes used. And it was in multiple different places on campus over the years. And the most recent iteration was the Strucker Museum. I know a lot of people talk very fondly about the Strucker Museum. It's in the basement of Sid Richardson on Baylor campus. And then that museum closed in 2002 to make way for the Mayborn Museum. And when that happened, the Strucker Museum combined with the Children's Museum that was downtown, it was the Ollie Mae Moen Museum, combined with a historic village that had moved to Baylor campus. So we really, formed 3 different museums into one iteration. So the Discovery Center is the Harry and Anna Jeans Discovery Center at the Mayborn is, Ollie Mae Moen's vision for what a children's museum in Waco could be. So we have 2 different floors of hands-on discovery rooms, and we say we have everything from bugs to bubbles. We have backyard ecology that invites you to, explore your backyard, learn what's around you, how you can help conserve it. We are able to use a lot of our animal specimens in that exhibit. We have live animals and also our natural history collection. Upstairs we have a space room. It has a piece of a Merlin engine from SpaceX. We have a bubble room, which is always the most popular room.
I keep trying. I'm getting one of these days. I'm going to get it all the way up one day.
I have done it. I have done it. It does take a skill. You have to be very patient. And I've also gotten one of my kids in there. So you
Kids are little if they're small.
They are smaller. They are much easier. Easier target. So, I mean, we say about the museum that there's something for everyone, and there's really enough for you to spend the whole day.
Yeah. I absolutely love that. Well, that's fantastic. And it sounds like over these past 20 years, there's been such an amazing community behind it, and so much active engagement with our community. Of course, is there anyone that you guys would like to shout out that's helped along this journey?
Well, since we've been doing all of this work for our 20th anniversary, I definitely want to shout out to our planning committee. We've been working with Alice Starr and Berkeley Noss. They're both sponsors of the weekend of celebrations. Also, Emily Crew has been on our planning committee, Kathy Davis, Kim Stevens, and then also just our, all of the staff at the museum. We just have such an amazing staff that are very dedicated and wanting to make the museum better every day for the community.
I love that. That's absolutely fantastic. And I'm sure the list goes on and on of how many amazing people and members that are involved. With that, of course, how can people get involved? How can people engage? Give us all the things where we can find you, find more information about you.
So our website is www.maybornmuseum.com. We have information there on how to buy tickets to the gala and the mini masquerade. We are on Facebook and X and Instagram.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming on today. Is there anything else you would like to share with our listeners?
We just hope that that everyone will come together and enjoy this, wonderful weekend of events that we have planned.
Woo, yay. Well, thank you again so much for your time. It really was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Boop, boop. Find us everywhere on all social media platforms, KNOW_Waco. Check us out at roguemedianetwork.com, and we're on YouTube under Rogue Media Network. Check out nowaco.com.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.